Hey there, Stuart Bell from Dairy here, and I would like to take about 4 minutes to walk you through what I think is one of the most important concepts to get through if you have plans to grow your business. And that is, what exactly is a scalable model? How to road test your own business to find out whether you have the elements already in place. And finally, 9 strategies that you can employ in order to fundamentally change the way that your business operates and grows. Most people I speak to about advice firms recognize that there are a few issues that are stopping them from growing. Really what they're talking about is scale. They're discussing the ability to grow their business exponentially and achieve growth rates that aren't constrained by specific criteria. In other words, their profit margin grows as they grow. If you get a scalable business model right, there are 3 things that enables you to do. Firstly, it frees up time. It frees up your time because you're not stuck in the minutiae. You're free to work at a higher level. The second thing it does, it enables you to help more clients. And I think most people who love giving advice, that's something they'd really love to do and spend less time on the admin. And finally, frankly, it enables you to increase your profitability, which is one of the reasons that I kind of got on this path. Notice I didn't say revenue. I think there's a lot of businesses that are just focused on building revenue and they're missing a big part of it. There are 3 things you need to really focus on when it comes to a scalable advice model. The first one is you need to have a scalable way of attracting new clients. You need to have a really good service model that can manage more clients as you grow. And finally, you've got to pay some attention to the way you resource it all up along the way. The reasons why is if you don't get the attract game right, what happens is you don't get growth. Ultimately, you end up with a stagnating business. And anybody who's got an aging client base will know exactly what I'm talking about there. If you don't get the service model right, unsurprisingly, you end up with retention problems and ultimately falling business valuations because a lot of sale prices are based on the stickiness of the client. We're seeing that right here and now. Finally, if you don't get the resource bit right, you get the nightmare of it all. You get no support. Worst case scenario is you find it really challenging to exit the business. So we want to avoid those things. There are 9 strategies you need to be aware of. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can listen to the video or you can grab a piece of paper now and give yourself a mark. If you've got the strategy in hand, you've nailed it, then you might want to give yourself a green. Don't worry about it. This shouldn't factor into 2018 planning. If it's something that you think you're doing well, but you know what? There's a few things to do. Put it as an orange. And finally, if this is an area you really need to focus on if you're going to grow your business or even maintain your business, then give yourself a red and mark it as something to focus on in the coming year. So there's 3 strategies that you need to be looking at to build a scalable attraction model. The first one, you need to look at the way you automate some of your marketing and your lead generation at the top of your funnel. Create pull and get clients engaging with your business in a way that's not manual. And most importantly, coming in and meeting you with those golden words, I know what you do, I know what you're all about, I want to know what you can do for me. The second strategy is really look at the way you bring on board clients. We call it the appointment flow system, but ultimately it's about removing friction from the sales process. Everything across that first contact, the first appointment, fact finding, plan production, the whole lot. Make it easier for clients to say yes and for you to get paid. The third strategy is probably one of the most important, and that is master onboarding. Get really, really mindful and good at that first 90 days and teaching clients how to engage with you and turning them from converted into advocates who refer people through and engage with your business and your business model exactly the way you want them to. Again, mark yourself. Green is good, orange is could do with some work, and red is an area you need to focus on in the coming year. Let's talk about service. There are 3 areas or 3 strategies which lead into being able to get leveraging a scale model. The first one is, as you'd expect, a scalable service model. In other words, making sure that you have a service model which could manage an increasing number of clients and you're not constrained at a relatively low level in the number of clients you can manage or the way you have to manage them. In other words, skirting that beautiful sweet spot between meeting your compliance requirements and making sure that you're giving clients the ability to look after things without it involving you every single point of the way. The second strategy is really to look at the way you price things and price it for profit. Not just being able to service clients at a high price point, but putting together offers that enable your business to be profitable at lower levels, where clients are potentially not paying you as much. And finally, my favorite bit is installing a bit of wow. Not just looking at what you do from a compliance perspective, but also asking questions. Where can you add in a whole bunch of small sparkle to really upgrade your service proposition and make it memorable? The third area is resource, and this is really about 3 things. It's firstly leveraging the talent you have. In other words, getting more out of the people that are part of your business and utilizing the outsourcing economy. In other words, even if your intention isn't to outsource, take on an outsourcing mindset. The second one is to build a system, one of my favorite areas. To take your business and put in place systems, processes, templates, tools, technology, so it operates like a well-oiled machine supported by tech, not at war with. And finally, rock your productivity. Make sure that not only you and your team are being efficient, in other words, doing things the right way, but equally importantly, you're effective, you're doing the right things. And that, in a nutshell, is what you need to focus on if you are going to build a scalable advice model rather than a model that is constrained by a lot of the things that traditional advice models are. If you'd like to know more about this, probably the easiest way to go is head to our website, aldario.com.au. There's a whole host of blogs on there, which will give you a bit of information about each of these areas and these strategies. And particularly if you've got a few that are red, that'll be a great resource. Alternatively, you know what? If you want to do the fast thing and you want to grab 15 minutes, I'm more than happy to talk you through whichever strategy is causing you most problem and hopefully give you one or two areas that you can, practical areas that you can focus on for 2018. And hopefully, with a bit of help and a bit of focus, make it your best year ever. Stu Bell from Aldario. Have a great week.